And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Space Engineers. Alright, I've pretty much got the front section ready to go. So now it's time for the tail section, and I've started the process here, and I'm going to try to do something a little crazy here. We need a connector here. And then I need a merge block here. I think that's how we want to go. And then I want another merge block right here. So 6. Okay. I want to try to make this so it can detach the front section, and the rear section is it's kind of its own thing. So we're gonna do something like this. And then this. And then we need another conveyor thing here with another connector on this side, like that. Oh, is that the right? I think that's right. Yep, that's right. So the merge blocks are the star here. Not sure how they're going to work, but we'll try that out. So it's some heavy armor on each side. Okay, so each one of these is a merge block. Now, how is that going to work? The ship essentially needs to be separated at that point. Oh, wrong direction there. Right there. And then this one needs to dial in like that. And then yeah, I'm liking this setup so far. So we need some heavy armor back in here. And then some slopes, because slopes have really specific attach points. So you can't, like a slope there, that's a door. So obviously we can't put a door there, but it's gonna be kind of iffy if I'm going to be able to get this to work. I'm not sure what the merge blocks have in store for us here, but let's get this welded up, see what we can see. There's the merge blocks, and there are my connectors. Stuff to weld here. This block needs to change here. So let's change that out. Okay, so this needs to be that way. That way. Okay. So the merge blocks, and we need to take these down out here. Oh, I am low on resources, or space. So let's put these together. Okay. Didn't quite empty out as much as I would hope. So that's a merge. Right there. Let's go on to this side here. So yeah, I need to take these two out here. Let's give myself some space. Yeah, it's the metal grids. It's always the metal grids. Alright. So these two in here need to go. Okay, just like that. Now we need a slope here, and then a corner here. Okay. So far, so good. It's essentially disconnected. But the merge blocks still maintain the connection there, so that's good. Okay, so the other side of things here, a little protection on that side. I'm gonna want the door over here to be there, so we can walk out or fly out or whatever and go right into this door. And then we have a connector or conveyor system going right down the middle, and that will hopefully keep all this, because I'm going to have a reactor back here, and that will power all of this stuff, all of the thrusters on this stuff while it's disconnected. And then once we reconnect back up, we should be able to share power, because the grid, the merge blocks should be able to do that. Okay, so we're going to have another slope going up this way, and we can't have one here because this is the walkway coming out. So that's, I mean, that's okay. I'm not too terribly concerned with that. It's just this setup out here. We need some way of tapering this back. And I want kind of a full height back here. So I might need a full armor block like in the back here. Look at that. We are that close with that welding ship. Wow. Let's back that away a little bit. And there we go. Don't know what I was welding there, but let's stop doing that for a second. Okay. I did put some... We do have some more gyroscopes in the middle here, a little bit more protected than they were out in the front, but good times had by all. So this door here is going to head into basically the tail section, and these are all light armor in here. All these going back here, so I might want to make those heavy armor. Just because this is a pretty fragile area in here. And I put in a slope area down here as a support while I get the neck of this thing ready to go. So let's grind these down. Oh, no, that's a heavy armor block. We want to keep that. How about this one? Yep, that one's heavy armor, that one's heavy armor. Good. How about over here? Heavy, heavy, light. Okay, so. Alright, and then the middle. I'm full. So one way to do that, one way to get rid of a bunch of that is just to weld some of these heavy armor blocks. And I should be able to grab that. Okay, now I need this connector both for uranium back in here, plus this is where the connector is going to go for, you know, docking the ship with the station. It's going to go in the back there. So I want to make sure we have ample protection back here. So we need conveyors right there. We don't need an air vent back here. Oh, I don't have any interior plates. Well, he should have ample interior plates. I want like 100 of these if I can, because we got a ways to go. Like so. Let's do another armor block up here. That's a light armor block right there, so let's take that out. Take that one out. Alright, so that is the general idea right here. So here we're gonna slope this. Oh, that's actually oriented correctly. Slope this back. And before we fill that all in, I want to make sure GRAV grav walk double railing. What am I construction component? Of course I don't have those. 2. Let's finish off what we're doing here. This is going to be most of our thrust back here. We're going to have a ton of thrusters in the back, but no weaponry. So if we go into battle, we can disconnect the front section and still, you know, still maneuver. Won't be super fast, but you know, we're going to have ample amounts of armor. So hopefully that will compensate that problem. I could get away with a subtle difference there, but then this is kind of superfluous. We don't need this one. So we have a nice bit of armor back here. And let's just take those light armors out. So I want to get this kind of up to this point. And then we're going to need some construction components. So let me throw in the metal grids that we don't need and grab some construction components. Let's grab like 50 of these. Okay, so grav walks in here. There we go. All right. So that is the neck. I'm hoping that we can disconnect from that. I don't want to test it until I have some more stuff built. There's a lot of stuff to weld in these things. those off. Jump out here. Let's see if we have a little bit of gravity. We do. It's actually quite a lot, 7 Gs. I need to redo all of these to make sure that the gravity in them is not so high, because the field area is pretty massive on those. Okay, I want to make sure I'm not going to disconnect this back section. So let's bring some heavy armor all the way back here, just to make sure the whole thing has support. Now, we can flesh this middle part out. I do want a reactor in here somewhere, and I know those things are pretty big. So let's get the middle first. Okay, so right in the middle, we are going to put one of these guys. And let's see. 5. And then we want a reactor right in there. Doesn't need to be a big one. So fusion reactor tiny. We could do a small reactor, but I don't think. There is a large ship version of this. Let's see what this... Oh yeah, that would work right there. Look at that, it has connections on both points. That's nice. So maybe 2 of these. I'm not sure what the output is, but we have room for 2. Let's put in 2. 1 there. 1 there. Just in case. So 1 goes in there. 1 goes in there. Just to make sure this back end here is powered when we disconnect. That is the whole purpose of those things right there. And it's nice. They're right in there. They're snuggled right in. A little bit of extra power. We'll see what our power situation looks like in a bit. But we shouldn't need any conveyor systems over on the sides, because it's going to be just massive amounts of thrusters. So I would like, since that is 1 above the middle, so 1 above this is actually the middle of the ship. Let's see what the thrusters look like. So that is the regular thruster. This is the beefy big version. Oh yes, glorious. How tall is that? It looks like it's too tall and too deep. Okay, so we are gonna need a few of these, because we need 1 in the front and one in the well, I'd like to have this line up. We're not going to have exactly middle, because this thing is too tall. Yeah, most definitely too tall. So I'll put 1 here. I'm going to put 1 here. And then we need some going forwards. Need some going this way too. But we don't want it close enough to our actual ship. So maybe dial it back 1, because I don't want the thruster to damage the front of that ship. That would not be cool. Okay, 1 there. Okay, So there are some huge thrusters. Now for the side, I think we're going to use the smaller versions, but we can use the armored versions here. We're going to go because this is going to pop out one more on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to also have 6 on this side. On this side. Okay, that's a lot of thrust. That's a lot of thrust. Now we need up and down, but I don't know if we're going to have extra forward and back. So one thing that I think would be kind of cool is having some extra, make it look like we've got lots of thrust back here. Not sure if I should use armored. I think doing this would be kind of cool. Just wrapping this around with thrusters. Because with all that heavy armor on here, oh man, this thing is going to be heavy. So I want one coming out there. And I'll worry about this in a second. But then having 0, 2. There we go. So this is where this will dial in on each side. I'm not looking at it right. There we go. Around that side. And I might need to redo those because they're not sticking out far enough. Something like that. So if we look at this back profile here, that's a lot of thrust. That is a lot of thrust going forward. I'm not sure if we're actually going to need all of that. That's an impressive amount right there. And I'm having this on both sides, and then I would need to put them on the front here too. So first of all, we don't need this down there. So take that back a notch, because that's a lot of thrust. But that's pretty much the whole purpose of this back here, is moving us around. So I think all of these here too. Yeah, these are all not right. Do we want heavy armor? I don't think so. But we're also going to need vertical and horizontal thrust. So one's pointing up, one's pointing down, and I can do those around the nacelles here. I just want to make sure this thing isn't going to break off and fall apart, because we don't have much by way of supporting this right now. So if these are thrusters, then we have another armor. So we do need a heavy armor line coming off the bottom. Oh. Like so. That goes out. We might need one more here. So let's do the same thing on this side, and then we can grind some stuff down. So 8. All the way down the end here. And let's get rid of some of our inventory. There we go. Didn't have any metal grids. So, over here, we have these two. Okay, so these obviously need to go. Now, I need a little bit of support in here because when I grind these back here away, I don't want these thrusters to disengage, but I don't want to add too much weight. So I'm going to use light armor right down the middle here to make sure those stay on that platform. There we go. So now I have a ton of thrusters to add, and we'll see what we're capable of maneuvering around here. Yeah, this is a lot of thrust. But that'll have to do it for this episode, and I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.